my first impressions review of the Tade Evo Minimalist Zero Drop running shoes. In addition to looking good as a casual shoe, the Tade Evo feels fast enough to race road races of any distances in. The Tade Evos are supremely comfortable, so if you are a road runner of any distance looking for a softer, smoother, more plush ride for harder surfaces, the Tade Evo will surely provide the soft ride you're seeking. The Tade Evo is the full name of these shoes. These shoes don't have a specific model name. These particular shoes are just called Tade Evo. They came in this very thin box, which really reflects just how wafer thin the Tade Evos are, which will definitely excite the minimalist crowd, especially those seeking a shoe with a close to the ground ride and stronger barefoot effects. I'm happy to report that the Tade Evos definitely deliver on that, as the shoe sits on a completely flat, thin, light, and very soft rubber platform that is fully zero dropped from heel to toe, which is a valuably functional feature of the shoe because it's the flatness and lack of heel elevation that plays an important role in encouraging a more barefoot-like running stride, which involves a forefoot strike that produces less brute impact and less overloading on the joints, especially the knee, as compared with heel strike running. Always remember that how your foot initially strikes the ground when running sets the tone for impact production. It's the forefoot strike landing that's proved to be less burdensome impact-wise on the body during running, and the Tade Evo's low drop and good ground feedback plays an important role in activating movement reflexes that help correct mechanical imbalances and provides stronger stabilizing effects, making injuries less of an ongoing worry. Those are just one of the many functional benefits of the Tade Evos that are good for injury prevention. The Tade Evos are definitely ideal for races of all distances on the roads and fast workouts on the track. I've yet to take them off-road. That will be in my updated video review in a few months' time. But in this video, I'm going to talk more about what makes the Tade Evos so effective in helping you build stronger feet and helping you have better forefoot strike control during running. Overall, I'm very happy to report that the Tade Evos are full of even more positive qualities, which I'll discuss in a moment. I just want to give you a brief background about the company Tade Evo and what makes their shoes so great. The brand Tade Evo is very focused on designing minimalist footwear that gives your feet freedom to engage more fully and functionally. Their shoes encourages more active efforts of the feet when you walk, run, and hike. The Tade Evos also give more feel of the earth with more barefoot sensations at the feet. These are the essential features of the Tade Evos that help you move away from unbalanced, mechanically reckless running to helping you adapt a forefoot strike running style that's effective and protective, especially on the knee joint, which in turn may lead to more positive outcomes performance-wise and certainly for injury prevention. This is why less cushioning and less structure in a shoe is helpful, not harmful, because when you can feel the ground when you run, everything mechanically seems to be pulled in the right direction. The feet are also freer to expand to their natural state and work more functionally, which collectively helps you naturally develop stronger protections and balance control and movement coordination. This is why you stand to benefit every time you wear minimalist shoes that closely mimics the effects of being barefoot, like the Tade Evo. As soon as I held and felt the Tade Evos, I was struck by how incredibly soft and flexible the upper and sole materials are. The shoe has received pretty much universal praise for its softness and bendiness. That is one of the most appealing aspects of the Tade Evos because the materials of the Tade Evos are much softer and flexy than the average minimalist running shoe, which is going to help the shoe move perfectly with your foot, not to mention its overall lightness, weighing in between 5.9 to 6.3 ounces. The light feel will definitely inject some pep into your stride. Bottom line, the Tate Evo is a great mix of incredible softness, fluid flexibility, airy lightness, responsiveness, functionality, and comfort. The shoe really gives a soft, foot-hugging, feathery fit. It literally feels like a slipper. The Tate Evo is certainly winning on comfort as well as ergonomic fit and feel. How does the Tate Evo fit ergonomically? First off, since the Tate Evo isn't loaded down with foot stabilizing constructs, the foot isn't tightly constrained or disengaged functionally, whereby this freedom of movement switches on the foot's muscles more fully, making more widespread functional use of the entire foot. And that's really where foot strength progress is going to come from. The entire shoe really flexes in any direction your foot wants to move. Secondly, the Tate Evos have the ergonomic geometry that is supportive of more toe splay. The Tate Evos sits on a very wide platform. There's plenty of room in the front for functional toe flexion and expansion, which is going to help keep your balance stable and make it stronger as well during running, walking, and hiking. In looking at the upper looks like it's made with very heavy overlays, but the upper is anything but bulky. For a low-weight, foot-conforming fit, the upper mostly consists of a highly breathable, lightweight, moderately thin, but dense, soft, closed mesh with some high-quality velour leather framing for a little extra protection and gives the shoe more sturdy structure. Every part of the upper works really well with the foot. It's completely flexible through the roof, and it's super bendy at any point. It gives a very snug fit that's very consistent throughout and actually gives a barely there feel. The ease of entry is really quick and easy as well. The tongue is fairly beefy with soft padding for added comfort. Overall, in keeping with the minimalist narrative, the Tate Evo's upper does what it's designed to do in giving your foot the access to engage, and the feathery light feel does give an energetic feel and a race-ready vibe. Another bonus of the upper is that despite its lightness, the upper is quite the thermal umbrella that does a wonderful job at keeping the feet warm in cold temperatures. I've ran the Tate Evos in heavy, loosely packed snow and in minor slushy terrain, and surprisingly, the closed mesh upper kept out moderate amounts of water and snow. The entire shoe, including the mesh upper, feels pretty water resistant because it kept my feet warm and dry when I dashed through the snow and splash in slightly slushy puddles in cold conditions. Overall, I'm incredibly pleased with how the upper stopped water and snow from entering from the top of the sock. Additionally, the lightweight soft suede at the front of the shoe thermally guards the toes, doing a nice job at keeping the toes warm, and also provides a little extra protection from sharp, pointy debris from stinging your toes. Inside the shoe, it has a feathery soft lining that's constructed with few inseams to minimize blisters. The Tate Evo feels even more comfortable when paired with thin or thick socks, especially in cold weather. The laces are feather light and simple. They do a great job at cinching the shoe firmly onto the foot, securely holding the foot in place inside the shoe, preventing in-shoe sliding when you run really fast or slow. Let's take a first-hand look at the outsole, which is just as soft feeling as the upper and has a superb flex profile like the upper as well. The Tate Evos sits on a simple-looking Ultra Flex 5mm thin, agile rubber sole that's very, very flexible and really soft, yet thin enough to help you feel your forefoot strike when you run, even in the snow. Despite the sole thinness, the sole retains a surprising level of cushioning, responsiveness, and warmth, and is protective enough to take the sting out of stepping on a rock, root, or acorn. The outsole is absolutely well suited for the roads. The sole's softness helps smooth out the roughness feeling of harsh, beat up, cracked roads. The toothy lugs does an admirable job at gripping snowy surfaces. I love the traction it provides on the snow. Tate Evo puts enough rubber in contact with the ground to firmly grip snowy surfaces. Even more impressive, the outsole is an effective layer that provides thermal protection when running in wintry weather. The outsole definitely acts more rugged than it looks, and it really keeps you on an even keel, keeping you strong, sturdy, and steady when running in the snow. Ultimately, by combining reliable traction and a moderately waterproof upper, the Tate Evo is quite the highly capable winter minimalist running shoe that delivers reliable ground feel clarity, preventing your forefoot strike from getting sloppy when running in sloppy conditions. The underfoot cushioning makes for an extremely soft landing on hard surfaces. The underfoot feel is actually more on the squishy, cushy side of the minimalist shoe spectrum, but it doesn't feel mushy. Again, the underfoot cushioning makes for an extremely soft landing when running on the roads, but the pillow-like cushioning does not take away from the feel of the ground. It actually allows plenty of ground feedback, giving you a strong sensory basis that switches on your reflexive senses, giving you more protective means to prevent costly mechanical mistakes during running, thus making the Tate Evos an excellent candidate for runners who want to correct their running form using underfoot sensory support, but don't want to run barefoot. The Tate Evo definitely delivers a good amount of sensory input infusion to help you build up the muscle memory for an effective forefoot strike that's more targeted, to be more soft, safe, and springy. The underfoot softness is really even throughout the shoe and overall delivers a very smooth, steady ride that's free of stiffness and really gives you a clunk-free forefoot strike when you run. Overall, the Tate Evo is a solid execution of a true minimalist running shoe because the shoe is super flexible, agile, there's no inhibition to the movement of our feet. The Tate Evo has the ideal geometry to help speed things forward and getting your feet stronger and your forefoot strike running mechanics recalibrated to be more functional and effective so that you can roll along more injury-free long term. The Tate Evo definitely fits in a pure minimalist category because its zero heel-to-toe drop won't interfere with your forefoot strike running stride. The Tate Evo's design is completely forefoot strike embracing. You'll find that your foot will want to default to a forefoot strike landing when running, which definitely gives you a better result in limiting impact on the shins, the knees, and the hips, and can help carry you forward with less injury risk. There's no disqualifying parts of the Tate Evos. I absolutely love how soft, agile, the mesh fits snugly on all angles of the foot and is stretchy, which is going to allow the front of your foot to spread, making the foot a more perfect utility and helping you levy better balance control, helping create an even more stable landing surface during running. Again, the Tate Evo is very flat, nimble, flexible, and a light road running shoe that delivers a ride that's very soft and smooth on hard surfaces. I'm really excited to see if the Tate Evos perform as outstandingly well as it does on the roads, on the trails, and in other weather conditions. I've yet to try the Tate Evos off-road or in hot weather. That will be in my upcoming video when I do an updated review of the Tate Evos. But if your idea of a running path is a long, hard road, especially in the winter or fall, the Tate Evo, which is virtually a more stripped-down version of the Ultra Escalantes, which is one of my favorite road running winter shoes, the Tate Evo is definitely the shoe for you if you are predominantly a road runner. Ultimately, if barefooting isn't your thing and you are a runner looking to upgrade your running form, wanting elements of the barefoot running style, If you are a runner looking to reverse your heel strike into a forefoot strike landing pattern, the Tate Evo is very effective in helping you adopt a more perfect forefoot strike during running because of the shoe's natural, ergonomically correct feel and sensory richness. Or if you are a barefooter who wants to wear shoes every now and then, the Tate Evo can certainly help you stay on the course that you've begun with barefooting and keeping your feet strong, functional, giving you good forefoot strike control during running. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For more reviews on minimalist running shoes that are the most suited for forefoot running, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below, where you will also stay informed on the latest research on the health and performance benefits of barefoot running. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have fun out there on the roads and trails. Bye for now.